Hey, this is Stephanie.
And I'm Nina.
And you're listening to Live by the Spirit podcast.
Hello.
Merry Christmas! Happy Chrysler!
Girl.
Sorry.
You're shouting.
But it's the holly jolly spirit time. Did you guys like our new intro?
Thank you, Jude.
Thank you, Jude.
I'm sorry for all the times I texted you and said, hey, Jude.
Did you do this for
Can you
us?
send me the new theme? Hey, Jude. Hey, Jude. Hey, Jude. Literally, and he knew every time.
Jude.
Literally.
No, what's so
But-
funny is
And then I told him I hated it when he sent it to me, but I'm just kidding. I love it. Thank you so much.
what was so funny was when we originally did the jingle, I remember him starting with the ukulele, and I was like, I looked at Nina, I was like, I know this is kind of early to think about this, but this would sound so good with jingle bells in the
She's been
background.
so excited about this and like talking about it.
I'm so excited.
Forever.
I know. And so the fact he sent it today, I was like,
Yeah, he literally sent it today, and we were like,
sounds
all right,
so
cool.
good.
I told him I hated it, and then nobody responded. I thought it was funny.
I'm sorry.
Because we were like joking. I was
Yeah.
like, I hate it. And then for an hour and a half, nobody said anything.
I was like in work. I was in work grind mode today, so I set my phone to the side, and I had Dance Moms playing in the background, and I just like was knocking out this really big project I had, and then I felt my phone shake, and I looked and it was Nina. Like, I guess no one thought that
I
was
like,
funny.
wow, no one thought that was funny.
And I was like, sorry. I was like, I just
And
am
then
seeing
Jude
this.
just goes, I was offended. And Steph was like, sorry, I've been swamped. And I'm like, never mind. Like, I feel like my jokes are so like unfortunately timed, because I'll make some funny jokes, but then I'll make a joke and nobody will say anything. And I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody thinks I'm terrible. That's not the case. Jude might have been offended, but I was completely joking. So I'm sorry, Jude, if you thought I was if you thought I wasn't kidding. I was completely kidding.
We are so thankful. Jude did this out of just
Yes.
the joy of being our friend,
The kindness of his heart.
kindness of his heart. We'll have to get him back on the podcast sometime
Yes.
in the new year.
Okay, because literally those 2 episodes, aside from our very first episode we ever made, the 2 episodes we filmed with him recorded with him, are the most listened to podcasts.
Really?
Yes, those 2.
It's because he's awesome. We love you, bro.
It's probably because the one he like reposted on his Instagram with his 154K followers or whatever
He's a
got.
little popular.
Yeah.
We're trying. Here's what I want. This is my goal for next year. I want Jude and our friend Joelle on an episode with us.
Wait, that's such
Because
a good idea.
they're besties and we're besties,
Oh my
and we're trying to
gosh.
get Joelle to do an episode, and he doesn't want to, but I feel like if we can convince Jude to do it with him, then he'll do it.
Oh my gosh, we need to text them immediately when we're done with this and talk about this with them.
I love them so much.
That would be amazing.
But anyways, we are just so
Oh my gosh,
excited.
I have a wonderful idea of what we could do with them. It just popped in my head. I need to write it down.
Write it down and I'll intro this
Yeah,
episode.
absolutely.
Anyways, we're so excited that it's finally Christmas time. I have been celebrating Christmas for a few weeks now, but I know not everyone likes celebrating it until after Thanksgiving, so we wanted to honor that and let Thanksgiving have its moment. But now it's Christmas and no one can tell me otherwise. I have two trees up in my apartment right now. I have a tiny tree also up. I'm drinking hot chocolate. Life is great, but we thought it'd be a fun episode for us to kickstart this Christmas season off with us talking about our Christmas traditions, what we do as in our own separate families, what we do as friends, and different things like that. I think I had a conversation with my dad about this yesterday. Traditions are so fun, and I think for me, someone who lost a parent at a young age, it's really nice to do certain things because I feel like I'm honoring my mom when I do those things every year, and it makes me still feel like she is here with me even though she physically isn't. So I love traditions, and I think it makes the holly jolly time even more enjoyable. I just banged my head so badly into my
I was
headboard.
gonna say, I heard that. Yeah, Steph just brought up a tradition we randomly have.
This started, well, okay.
It started last year.
I've been doing this for a few years now,
Yeah.
but I told Nina and Jude about this last year because Nina and Jude were my rocks this time last year when I got let go from my job. Like, our group chat that we have with the three of us, it was just like, I needed that.
It was popping.
It was popping, but I'll let you tell it, but
Yeah. It was actually funny because I texted first this morning. So last year, it was, I don't even think I knew about this, which was funny.
I just sent a photo of me with it.
No, Jude sent it first.
Oh, yeah.
So last year, you texted on it was November 16th last year. You texted, Red Cup Day at Starbucks is tomorrow. And I was like, what the heck is Red Cup Day? She was like, if you get a holiday drink, you get a reusable red cup for free. But they sell out super early, go. I was like, okay. Because I worked the next day, so we'll see.
That's the experience I've always had because I lived in a college town when this started, and the college Starbucks, they'd be out of them super early. And then when I lived downtown, the downtown ones would be sold out. So, yeah.
Yeah, so last year on November 17th was Red Cup Day. So in our group chat, Jude sent a picture of him with his red cup. Then Steph sent a picture of her with her red cup. And then I sent a picture of me with my red cup. So it was
I have
like
a screenshot of it somewhere.
Oh, I do too. I screen recorded it today because the pictures took too much on my screen. But it was so funny. So then this year I was like, oh my goodness, we need to send pictures of our red cups again. So I got up super early. I went to Starbucks at like 6:20 this morning, got my red cup, which I will say is much cuter than the red cup last year.
Really? I think I like last year's a little bit better than
I
this
like
year.
how this one looks more Christmassy than it did last year.
I like the green
Like-
on it, though. Like the chrome on it looks so cool. I have it right here. I'm drinking hot
Wait,
chocolate.
does mine look the same?
Yeah, it's all the same one.
Oh, well, I think the thing I like about this year's is it actually looks like a Christmas cup, whereas last year's I feel like just looks like an everyday cup, which is awesome to have.
But it's red.
Yeah. So anyways, this morning I sent my picture of my red cup. Steph sends hers. And then Jude goes, they didn't give me one when I went to Starbucks.
We're like, bro, did you get a holiday drink? And he was like, I got a pumpkin cream cold brew.
Does that count? I was like,
And I was like,
no.
but I didn't text this, but I was about to say that is the whitest white girl drink.
well, also, that is a fall drink, Jude.
Yes.
We're talking about a holiday drink, like a Christmas
drink.
Dog over here gets a pumpkin cream cold brew. Okay, and you expect to get a red cup with that? No.
It was just so
thanks
funny.
for breaking our tradition, Jude.
I told him he
wasn't
needed to
really-
go back.
It wasn't even really a tradition because it didn't even get. It was just 1 year.
I know. We're about to go out. I'm like low key tempted just to drive through Starbucks and just be
See
like,
if they have
just
them.
to see if they have another one, and then we can go drop it off at to him because
We
I feel
should
like
do
we need
that.
to not break the tradition.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, we can ask. But anyways, that's been a fun new tradition for at least Nina and I have been doing it.
Yeah.
She's done it with me the last 2 years.
Mhm.
But yeah. So I'm trying to think, do we have I guess another tradition we have as friends is
Mhm.
we always do some sort of Christmas party every
Yeah.
year. Nina got to go to it last year. We had a last year it was a pajama themed
And
white
one
elephant,
yeah.
which was so much fun. Nina
Ugh.
got my gift, which I still think is the
No,
best.
it
gift.
is. It's in my apartment.
I made an ornament out of a photo of our young adult leader Donovan, but it was like
Yes.
during his emo days.
He was like 17 or 18 in the picture,
Yeah.
and she made it into an ornament, and I quite literally had a tree in my apartment last year, and that was like they were all like just normal ball ornaments, and
there's
they were
Donovan.
Donovan, and I was like, this is awesome.
And it's so funny because at the time you'd only known him for not even 6 months yet.
Oh no, I'd barely known
Yeah,
him that
so
well. It was just
it's-
super funny.
Yeah,
Although I will say he was one of the first people off the bat like I did get really deep with.
yeah.
Because that's just who he is as like a leader and as a person. So I knew him. I feel like I was more comfortable with him than other people, but it was super funny.
Yeah, so that's been fun. I'm not exactly sure when or what we're doing this year. We're doing so much stuff in December.
We're doing
December's
so
gonna be
much things.
We're doing so much things. We're doing so much. December's gonna be a crazy month
December's
for
about to
us,
be wild.
but it's gonna be good. But I'm trying to think. Is there anything else we do as friends? I guess
I
us
mean,
girls are wanting to start a tradition.
Not for Christmas. I can think of other traditions, but I can't think of like Christmas things.
Yeah, I think us girls have talked about this year, like instead of getting each other gifts, what we want to do is start this thing of just having like a Christmas girls night and just like, you know, do activities and watch Christmas movies and stuff. And I think even like we had a girls night on Monday at one of our pastors' homes, and we watched a Christmas, or it's the holiday, like, which it's a Christmas movie, but it's also like not a Christmas movie. But that was a lot of fun. Like I love doing stuff like that. I think that just to me, even though it's like, you know, I feel like that's been a tradition too, because I think we did that last year too. But just making sure we spend some time, us girls.
Yeah,
it's always fun. But
I was extending it out a little bit with my family that is down here. Last year I got to do this, and we're doing it again this year, so Jonah gets to join us this year. Is we do a what do you call it when you get each other gifts but you pick
Secret Santa?
Secret Santa, yes. So me and my cousins and their significant others, so like my cousin's wife and then my other cousin's boyfriend and the other one's boyfriend, and then me and Jonah, all of us are doing Secret Santa. Last year I got to do it with them, and then this year we're doing it again, which I'm excited about, which means that reminds me I have to go shopping for that. But yeah, so that's a fun tradition. They do it every year, so it's nice that last year I got to join in and I get to do it again this year. That's fun.
Yeah, our pastor's family does it because there's so many kids. Yeah. It's just easier for them to do Secret Santa. Yeah, I guess I can.
Well, I feel like it's not even a secret though, because we all know who gets who.
Oh, you do? That's not Secret Santa.
No. It's Secret Santa, but we all know who's getting the presents. It's just an easy way for us to do it, but everybody knows. Oh. Because I think there was a reason that we don't. I don't know. It's just easier that way. But yes, it is Secret Santa without the secret.
Yeah. I guess I can start with like one of the first traditions that I do, and it's kind of become now a solo tradition. I do it by myself. But growing up, again, my mom would decorate before Christmas, but we wouldn't really watch Christmas movies and stuff until after Thanksgiving, or if we did, it just, you know, I don't know, we didn't watch a ton of them. But every year we would watch the Thanksgiving Day Parade, and we'd watch the Peanuts episode or the Charlie Brown episode of the Thanksgiving episode. And my mom used to make fun of me because she's like, Stephanie, you are so Peppermint Patty, because she basically invites herself over to Charlie Brown's house for Thanksgiving. And when I was younger, I would just invite myself over to people's houses all the time. But every year on Thanksgiving night, like after people go home, we put our PJs on and we watch Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. And because my mom is obsessed with Peanuts. And so it's sad that I have to do that tradition now alone every year. But I know one day I will be married. One day I'll have kids and I'll continue on that tradition with them. But that to me is like, that's what I do to honor my mom every year. And that's how I feel close with my mom every year. And it's like the shortest thing. It's only 30 minutes long, but I will not watch that movie until Thanksgiving night.
So you watch all of that on Thanksgiving. So you do the Macy's Day Parade, Thanksgiving, and then also Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown on
Thanksgiving. There'll be years where we forget to watch it, but we always watch Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. And I love Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown too, because there is a passage from Luke in there, which I think is really beautifully done. And I think it's a short little episode, and I think it's great for kids. And I still get emotional watching it every year for multiple different reasons. But yeah, I love it.
Fun facts: I've never watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
And you're not from New York City, but you're from New York. My dad tells stories of when he was, because my dad grew up in New York City, of stories of how my grandmother would force him and my uncle to get up at the crack of dawn to go outside to watch that parade in the freezing cold. He doesn't like watching it because it brings up memories.
That's hilarious.
But I don't know if we're going to watch it this year. Apparently there's not a lot of great Christ-like things possibly happening in it, but normally we watch it.
Interesting.
So
yeah, I will say our Thanksgiving tradition that we have, which we only really have one. I mean, we watch football obviously, and have dinner. And my grandma, my mom's mom, normally
Oopsie.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Okay, my mic stand just fell. Give me a moment.
Okay, I'll continue talking.
Hopefully I don't make noise.
I can just mute you afterwards. Anyways, so blah blah blah. Okay, Thanksgiving. That's what we were talking about. Okay, so every night, Thanksgiving night, after my grandma normally comes over for dinner, but every night we watch a movie called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is just a phenomenal movie. It's Steve Martin and John Candy, and basically the whole premise of the movie is that Steve Martin, he's in New York and he's trying to get to Chicago, and he's trying to get home to Chicago, and so he gets stuck in New York at the airport because of the snow, this whole big snowstorm, and he's trying to get home to his family and his kids. And he meets John Candy, this other guy, and they're just inconveniences to each other, but they eventually become friends, and it's just such a funny movie. And so we watch that every every Thanksgiving night. But yeah.
I'm back.
Are you okay?
Sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened. I got this fancy mic stand a few weeks ago, and I don't know why, but it just fell over. All right, we're good. We're back to normal. I think I'm a little tangled up in something, but I'll be fine. Yeah, awesome. Okay, let me think of another tradition. Another tradition my dad and I started the year my mom passed away, so it will be 10 years
next
year, so this year will be 9 years. But there's a hotel here in Nashville called the Opryland Hotel, and they basically just decorate this hotel, like they decorate it out for Christmas, and we just have a daddy-daughter date day. We used to go at night to see the lights, but just with life, it's a little harder to go at night. And also because of how more populated Nashville's gotten over the last few years, you have to have like a reservation to get in, and it's just easier to go midday. But we have a pizza place we always go to, and we always get hot chocolate, and we just walk around and see the lights. And it's just something that we do every year. And it's nice because we don't, obviously I'm almost 26 years old, so I don't get to do a lot of things one-on-one with my dad anymore. And so it's nice that we have like one thing that we do every year that's just the two of us.
So you have to get reservations to go to Opryland?
At night. Yeah, that's why when we took you last year, we went on like a Wednesday or like a Thursday or something like that, was because on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you can't go in past, I think, like 1:00. You have to either be a hotel guest or have a reservation.
Wow.
It's just because I guess there was issues with hotel, like it was just getting way too jam packed.
Oh, I bet it was crowded when we were there, but that wasn't really crowded, but there was still a lot of people there for like a midweek thing.
Yeah. And we were adults playing Duck Duck Goose in the middle of this random hotel. It was not, I did not have a good time.
That was one of like my core memories since moving, was like us at Opryland.
Playing Duck Duck
Goose, jumping up the stairs, like meandering around. It was so much fun. I don't know
what was in our system that night.
It was so much fun.
We'll have to do, a few of us talked about maybe going ice skating this year. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so one that we have a lot pertaining to Christmas, but we are a family that never puts our Christmas decorations up before Thanksgiving. Like, we don't do Christmas before Thanksgiving. I will say Thanksgiving is definitely myself and Jonah's favorite holidays. I don't know about the rest of my family, but Jonah and I love Thanksgiving, so we want to make sure Thanksgiving gets its credit, and then we move along. But so we a lot of the times don't put the tree up until like 2 weeks before Christmas, to be honest with you. We also have a huge tree, and it's just a lot of work, and so with no one living at home anymore, I really hope they put up the big tree this year, because I live for that thing. But anyways, we every Christmas Eve, we go to church, because we always have a Christmas Eve service at church, candlelight service around like 7. When we get home from church, we used to, when we were younger, the kids would exchange gifts that night, but now we just do it the morning of Christmas. And we always have this specific cheese that we get from Aldi every year. It's white cheddar with like cranberries in it, which sounds disgusting, but it's so good. We have like cheese, drinks and we go upstairs. Like we have like, we'll do like sparkling cider or whatever. Jonah and I will still drink sparkling cider. Even though we're legal and we could drink other things, sparkling cider still hits. We go upstairs and we watch A Christmas Story together. And then me and my two brothers will go to bed, and my parents sit up and watch another movie together while they wrap gifts.
Awesome. Yeah, my Christmas Eve, it's changed over the years. It's, it changed after my mom died, then it changed when my dad got remarried, which it's okay. But I think ideally, for us, depending on the year, our church that Nina and I go to, we normally have a Christmas Eve service. We didn't last year because Christmas was on a Sunday, so we just went to our normally scheduled Sunday service. And then this year, Christmas Eve is also on a Sunday, so I'm not exactly sure if we'll be having another church service, I think Christmas Eve. Either way, we'll figure it out. But normally, we'd have a nice little Christmas service, Christmas Eve service, which is so much fun to go to. Not a ton of people go. It's really quiet. We have the lights turned off. We hold candles and such, and so it's just nice getting to see everyone like on Christmas Eve, because I think it's such a family focused holiday, which is great, but our community is also our family. But then we always watch The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. That's one of my dad and I's favorite Christmas movies to watch together. We always watch that on Christmas Eve. And then it used to be I would want to open one present, or I'd get to open two presents. One of them would be my Tinkerbell ornament series. My dad's been getting me Tinkerbell ornaments for years now. I don't even know how many I have, but every year I get a Tinkerbell ornament. And then also my Christmas pajamas, which they stopped doing last year. They said I was too old. So I've just been re-wearing pairs I've had from years past, but would normally do that. And that's probably something I'll do with my kids, because I think it's fun to get, to do things like that. And then when I was really little, my dad would always read to me 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. And I would leave out the cookies and the milk for Santa Claus. Actually, I changed it to the hot chocolate. So I tried to be different. And then when I lived on a farm, I'd give out carrots, which was very coincidental, because I had horses who also enjoyed carrots. So the carrots were not going to waste, people. But yeah. And then on Christmas Day, I would wake up, see what Santa Claus had brought me, and then we would always watch Santa Claus 2, which is, I think that's literally my family. When I think of Christmas with the Greydens, I think of Santa Claus 2. That's one of our favorite Christmas movies to watch together, and I just love that movie so much. And it's hard for me to watch those movies when it's not Christmas Eve or Christmas Day now, which sucks because I love the two of those. Not the third one, though. The third one's not great.
It's so funny that you should say that. Leads right into my next one. My next one is Christmas Day traditions with my family. I will say that we have specific movies that we watch for like the Christmas season. Mm-hmm. So like we watch all of those Christmas movies.
Same.
But we specifically will always watch A Christmas Story on Christmas Eve. And then It's a Wonderful Life. We've been trying to watch that on Christmas Day. It doesn't always happen on Christmas Day, but we always watch it somewhere within that week. Mm-hmm. We'll probably watch it on Christmas Day this year. So we always watch It's a Wonderful Life. And then, so on Christmas Day, we wake up and we have this funky tradition that people always think we're crazy for. But it is hands down my favorite tradition that we have.
Is it the pickle on the tree?
It is the pickle.
Look at me. I knew this something.
So the pickle is my favorite. So ever since I, like literally for as long as I can remember, my parents have hid this pickle ornament on the tree. It's not an actual pickle. It's an ornament shaped like a pickle.
But people do it. It's not just you guys.
Yes, it's not just us, but I don't know if I've ever met anybody that's done this, or if I have, it's very few people that I couldn't tell you.
I've met people who've done it before.
This is like my hands down. I will do this with my kids, hands down. So there's this ornament, and my mom will hide it on the tree. And so Christmas morning, we're not allowed to look at that tree because my mom has had it hidden on the tree. And then before we open any gifts, anything, my mom will say, all right, ready, set, go. And so me and my brothers will scour this tree looking for the Christmas ornament. And sometimes it takes, 30 seconds to find it. There was one year, I believe it was like 3 or 4 years ago. It took like 15 minutes. We had to get our phone flashlights and use them because we could not find this this ornament on the tree. Mind you, this tree is 12 feet tall and very thick. So we got a lot of area to cover, but that's my favorite tradition that we do for Christmas Day. But also while we open, first of all, we'll pray and we'll read the story in the Bible. Normally, I don't know if we read it out of Luke every year, but probably out of Luke we'll read this year, mainly because my dad and I are both reading through Luke right now. And then we'll open gifts. But while we're opening gifts, we listen to a specific CD. And yes, still the CD. We listen to John Denver in the Muppets.
I know
Christmas
exactly what you're
album.
talking about.
So yes, that is the Christmas Day with the Tranks.
I love that. Yeah. On Christmas Day, it depends on the year, but normally what we do is we'll do open presents and stuff like that. And I think as an adult now, Christmas morning is, maybe you can agree with this, it's so much different than when you were little, because when you're little it's like you automatically open up presents and all that, and I feel like as an adult it's like I wake up and Kathy makes breakfast, which she can make the best breakfast ever, but it's way chiller. But whenever we go over to my sister's, we started this, my sister always makes manicotti on Christmas Day. So I end up craving manicotti when we get towards the end of December because I know it's coming. And then I don't know why, but we always play a game of Uno. That's been our thing every Christmas day. We play a thing of Uno, which is so much fun, and I love it. And then at some point it's not like a requirement, but like I always make sure I watch White Christmas. That not only is one of my favorite Christmas movies, it's one of my just favorite movies in general. And like that movie was what made me want to be a dancer when I was little, and so I love it so much, and that just brings me a lot of joy and all the things around the holiday season. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like anything else that I do around that time. I feel like those are like my biggest ones. And then it's like watching, like we obviously have to watch Grinch and Elf and all that like throughout the Christmas season, but it's not like, oh, it has to happen on this day that we watch those.
Well, there is one other tradition we do, and it has to be specific. Our last one is our New Year's Eve. Our New Year's Eve, it's normally New Year's Day. So what it is we always watch Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn is hands down one of my favorite movies of all time. It's my number 2, my literal second favorite movie of all time. And we always watch it. Normally, immediately after the ball drops, we put it on because we don't really pay attention to like the whole ceremony leading up to the ball drop. We literally just turn on the ball drop, say Happy New Year, and then we put on Holiday Inn, and we always watch Holiday Inn. So that's like our only other tradition that like it always happens.
Wait,
that day.
and you're not going to do it this year because you'll be with us.
Well, so this year, Jonah and I have talked about that because Jonah and I will not be home for New Year's. We come back to Tennessee before that. And so we are making it a point to watch it. I believe we're going to watch it the night before we fly out or some deal like that. We're going to watch it right before we leave. And then I think Jonah and I are going to watch it together here, but we're going to watch it with my family before we come back here.
Yeah, it's New Year's has changed. I had a tradition for 10 years.
The way you said, I'm sorry.
What?
New Year's has changed.
I don't know why I said it. I didn't realize I said any different. Oh well. I had a funny tradition with myself, and I had it for 10 years of my life, and it, for the first time, it changed in 2021. I haven't done it since 2020, but this is gonna sound so stupid. I would always watch Newsies, which is another one of my favorite movies. The 90s version of Newsies. At some point on New Year's Eve, and then at 10:30, I would start the cinematic classic that is the One Direction, This Is Us. And I would
at 10:30,
like 10:30, 10:45, something like that.
Okay.
And I would always ring in the new year with One Direction.
That is,
and hilarious. I did that for 10 years. And the first year I did it was like, oh, this is so funny. Like, I'm ringing in the new year with One Direction. But then it became I did it last year. I should do it again. And it just became, I have to do it. And then I finally 2021 to 2022, I got invited to a New Year's party, and I remember thinking, I'm not going to be able to do it.
No ringing in the new year.
No
with
ringing
One
in the new
Direction.
year. But I really liked what we did last year, and I hope we do it again this year. We went over to our young adult leader's house and had just a much chiller night, because I think the year before that we had a party and we were just out super late. But we literally went over in sweatpants, and I think we had like junk food, and we watched the ball drop. And then I don't remember what we did after. I think we just hung out and maybe talked and played some games. But I just loved getting to do that with the community. I think that it was so good. And I'm very excited that Nina and Jonah will be here this year.
I'm excited to join this year for that. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I know. I know you were like, I feel so left out. And I was like, no, you never get to see your family.
It
Enjoy
wasn't
being that.
necessarily like I felt left out. It's just, when you know something's going on and you're like, you want to go, but you can't. It's different than feeling like I wasn't invited. It was more the fact it's like, oh, I wish I could go. I love what I'm doing, but it's like, oh, it sucks that I get to miss it on that. But like,
Yeah.
I don't really get FOMO, but it's like things like that where it's like, you can't go, then it's like, oh, I miss being there. But
yeah, but hopefully, I'm sure we'll do something. I don't know if we'll do the same thing this year, but I think since I'm almost at the ripe age of 26, I don't think I can do parties like that anymore.
You make it sound like we're crazy. It's not. It's just out late parties.
Yeah, I just don't like being.
You know.
Oh yes, we like parties
partying.
like
it's just we hang out super late.
Yeah, I'm like the year before that we had an 80s themed party, and it's just, which was fun. It's just that it's a lot of prep into that.
I think one tradition I want to start with myself. I did it last year, so I want to do it again this year. Last year I got a K-Cup advent calendar.
You did.
And
you got that at Sam's when we went to Sam's.
No, I got it at Target.
That's right. You did get that at Target.
So I have henceforth boycotted Target, and I haven't been to Target in a very long time.
Walmart may have it.
So we'll take a gander for one.
Walmart,
I'd like to do that
Sam's.
again. That was wonderful.
Yeah, I kind of want to start. So we got Jude. Well, Jude paid for it, but Jude got this thing. It's literally was a kitty litter container filled with Reese's.
Literally,
we sent him this photo because we went to Sam's around Christmas time.
We just kept making jokes. It'd be so funny if we got this for Jude.
And so I sent him a photo, and he FaceTimed me, and he was like, low key,
like, how much is it?
How much is it? And I was like, it's $45.
No, it was $56.
$56, and he was like,
get it.
I'll pay you back.
Okay, because there was like 370 something
and
Reese's.
There's one left.
There's one left. He said I could eat it.
So I feel if it wasn't so expensive, I'd say let's get it for him again. But But anyways,
yeah.
I just love this season. I'm excited. We have some awesome episodes coming up. We have an episode coming up where we're gonna just dive into Santa Claus and the actual person, Saint Nick, because he was a true believer. We're gonna do another kind of one of our favorites, which we do those videos every so often, but favorite Christmas stuff, which we kind of talked a little bit about that, but we'll go more in depth than that. Yeah. And then I think we have a couple other videos, but just be looking out for some holiday themed videos. I'm excited to do holiday themed videos. This is a podcast.
Holiday themed episodes.
This is a podcast, Stephanie Nicole.
Also, I'm going to say this for the sake of my mother, because I forgot to mention it. We did start a new tradition like 2 years ago. This will be like our 3rd year doing it. Christmas PJs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new thing. We did it 2 years ago. We did it last year, and we're doing it again this year. But this year we're like, yeah. So anyways, that's a new thing. But just in case my mom says I forgot to include it, I did not.
At least she remembered. She remembered.
Anyways.
Alrighty. Well, we're so excited to be spending this holiday season with you, and we hope you have a merry rest of your day. Get it? Merry. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Peace and blessings.
Bye.